My name is Alexander Maryianowski, and I'm a professional ballet dancer with Paris Opera Ballet.
And how did that all come about?
It's a long story. I basically did an audition for the company for, they have an audition every year for short-term contracts. And there are two types of contracts at the opera. Short-term that go anywhere from 3 months to a full season, which is around 8 months, I guess. And then there are permanent contracts, which are until you're 42, until you go into retirement. So I did this competition, and after the competition, they offered me a contract for 3 months. So I joined the company for 3 months, and I was lucky enough to have each one of those contracts renewed, so I stayed for the full season. And then I stayed on those temporary contracts until after COVID. And then after COVID, I did the competition again, and I got the lifetime contract.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're the first American to have that.
First American man. There's already been a few women, but yeah,
That's
first
major.
guy. It's really cool.
Epic.
I feel very honored and very lucky. It's a dream. I didn't think it was possible.
When did you start dancing? How old were you?
I think I started taking ballet classes when I was about 8, but I didn't really pursue it. I didn't really know what it took to be a professional. I didn't know you had to go to a professional school. I didn't know that you had to have, maybe some private training or very intense training until I realized that very late, around 16, 17. And so I was kind of just dancing recreationally before that, maybe like 3 hours a week, 4 hours a week.
And now?
And then and now like 9 hours, 9 hours a day. No, not that much, maybe 8. But when I was 17 or 18, I went to Houston Ballet Academy, which is where I realized like you need to be doing kind of like professional training regularly. And so I went from doing ballet 3 hours a week to doing ballet 5 hours a day.
Wow.
Which is a huge shift. And I realized I needed a lot of work, and I needed to improve a lot if I wanted to do that as a profession. So then 17, 18, started taking it seriously in a big school. And then 19, I auditioned for Boston Ballet, and I got a job as like an apprentice. It's like a second company apprentice situation. And I was there for 4 seasons, and then I came to Paris. Long answer to your question.
No, perfect. How different is it, like working, let's say, in Boston and working at Ballet Garnier?
Yeah, it's very, very different. The ballet companies in America are structured a little bit differently than the ballet companies in Europe, and certainly than the ballet companies in France. They have their own way of working. But I would say in general, there's more of a company approach. I feel like in Paris, there's more of a, you're going to be with these people, with these other dancers in the company until you retire. So you feel like you can really form a relationship with them. You can have an artistic journey with all of your coworkers. Whereas in America, it's a little bit more intense. Contracts are on a yearly basis. So people kind of switch companies a lot. They, it's just kind of a different approach to improvement. And I feel like in Europe, there's more of an emphasis on improvement. And in America, I felt always more of a push to always, show. So, yeah.
So what's a typical day like?
Typical day, we have usually class at 10. You can choose between class at 10 or 11:30. And then we usually have rehearsal from 1:45 until 4, and then a 30-minute break, and then 4:45 until 7. So we usually have our big break is usually between class and our first rehearsal, and then just a 30-minute pause in between. And then afterwards, sometimes you go to the gym or you stretch a bit, do some recuperation, and then do it again. That's usually 5 or 6 days a week.
Wow.
1 day off.
And what day do you have off?
It depends. Usually either Saturday, Sunday, or maybe Sunday, Monday. But when we're performing, sometimes we'll perform for the weekend. So we'll perform Saturday, Sunday, and then maybe we'll have Monday off, or we'll perform Tuesday, Wednesday. We get Thursday off. It's really very irregular.
And what are you rehearsing right now?
Right now we're rehearsing we have the season opening gala on Thursday, but I'm not in that. We're rehearsing for a tour to Aix-en-Provence, which is going to leave on Saturday, I think. We have a tour in Aix-en-Provence from Saturday until, I think we're there about a week. And then we're doing like a mixed bill, some excerpts from different ballets. And then we come back and we'll start rehearsing for a Yuri Killian evening, which is our Christmas program. We have the Nutcracker at Bastille and then the Killian program at Palais Garnier. And I'm in the Killian program.
Which
cool.
is
Yeah.
the most beautiful setting, right?
It really is the most beautiful theater in the world, I would say. Or one of. Yeah.
And what do you eat?
Everything.
Because you have a half an hour to eat.
Yeah. I try to eat before rehearsal. We have a cafeteria in the theater, in both theaters, in Palais Garnier and Bastille. So they have pretty much anything you could want. So it depends. Try to get some good protein in, lots of veggies, lots of fruit, lots of coffee, lots of water. Yeah, everything. I love some sugar too.
Wow. So what's your favorite ballet so far that you've performed in?
That I've performed in Paris or in general?
Anywhere.
Probably my favorite would be Eugene Onegin. It's from the Russian novel by Pushkin. It's a ballet.
That Evan Mickey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's so famous for that. Yeah, he did that in Paris. That's probably my favorite ballet that I danced. I danced one of the lead roles, not Onegin, but his friend Lenski in Boston. And that was an amazing experience to be on stage in that ballet with that music. That story is so rich. So that was probably my favorite ballet so far. They've all been fun, everything gives a different experience, but that one was really special. And then also we did the Third Symphony of Gustav Mahler by John Neumeier. That was also an amazing experience. And in Paris last year we did Who Cares by George Balanchine, and I got to do one of the five men. And that was really cool too. The music is Gershwin, it's kind of jazzy. This American, Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly movement. That was so fun, yeah.
And what would you love to do that you haven't done yet?
Ooh, so many things. I would love to do Romeo and Juliet.
You be Romeo.
Yeah. I'd hope. Yeah, Romeo and Juliet. I love also the big classics, Swan Lake, Giselle, Sleeping Beauty. I love all of these big classical scores. Yeah, I love tragedy, love drama. It's so fun to die on stage.
I have to watch you doing these things.
Yeah, it's a dream, But yeah, so I'm happy to be in Paris because the repertoire here is just incredible. The teachers are incredible. The coaches are incredible. You have so many resources to learn from, which is, that's great. You want to surround yourself with people who you can learn from and that inspire you and that have also been seeking out their own improvement when they were a dancer, and they've all amassed this great knowledge. It's so lucky to be able to have that passed down.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.